Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Piccoli. For those of you who do, hi. For those of you who know me, you know that I am a quiet, reflective child. You know that I enjoy collecting elongated coins, making duct tape art, and beetle fighting. But what you might not know about me is I'm kind of a handful. I suffer from a disorder called ADHD, and sometimes my mind can wander. Here's a joke. How many ADHD kids does it take to screw a light bulb? Or the ride bikes? I used to think I was so confused because I was an only child. Then my brother said, "Man, you're an idiot." It's nice to have another sibling. I grew up an only child for so long that I had no one to blame things on. Dad broke the vase. No, I didn't. Then it must have been that darn ghost again. I mean, geez, that thing ever quit? It's bad enough it followed me to school last week and shot water all over the bathroom floor. I mean, poor Miss Wiseman, she looked like she saw the ghost herself when I came into class all wet. Man, that thing was always getting me into trouble. Stupid ghost. My ADHD doesn't help me in my schoolwork either. It makes things very confusing. What is the Great Depression? I don't know when I get my report card. How can you prove the Earth is round? I can't. Besides, it never said it was. Give me a break. Christopher Columbus came to America in 1492. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. John Harrington made the first flush toilet in 1596. Or at least that's what Billy had in his test yesterday. Teacher goes, "I hope I didn't see you looking at Billy's test." I said, "I hope you didn't either." Oh, I've had it with school. It's ruining my life. I'm always so scared I'm doing the wrong thing. My head is swimming. There's too much pressure. The other day, I went right up to my teacher, tapped her on the shoulder, and said, "I'm scared, but my dad said if I would start getting better grades, someone's going to be in trouble." I get yelled at. "Andrew, you can't speak in my class." I know, but maybe if you're a little quieter. This woman always says to follow the dreams, but she never lets us sleep. Sometimes I put my foot in my mouth and say stupid things. One time I was walking out of the principal's office and I was talking to this girl. "Doesn't the principal drive you crazy? She's always nagging me." The girl said, "Do you know who I am?" I said, "No. I'm the principal's daughter." "And do you know who I am?" She said, "No." "Well, thank God," I said, and knocked the books out of her hands and ran away. I told my dad I had good news for him. "Remember the $50 he said you'd give me if I made an honor roll? Well, you get to keep that." My privileges get revoked a lot too. I'm not allowed to play with anything that can be considered a weapon. All the other kids are playing sports. I have a stick. They have super soakers. I'm chasing them around the cups of water. You call it a beauty? That's when my dad tells me to clean out the cat's litter box. Do you ever play detective as a kid? You know, where you get the idea that you can chalk out one of the dead bodies and just catch up his blood? Me too. My dad gets so deadly. "Geez, I'm cleaning up. I know the ketchup got to the wood news. That's what the ants are for. The ants eat the ketchup. There's young, this and this and that, and spank you and punish." Then he turns, looks me in the eye and says, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And I stare back into his eyes and say, "We're going to guys." Thank you very much.
His name's Jump 'em in like jump rope.